Hi, welcome to KimMoyerBooks.com. I'm Kim Moyer, and this is the second in our short series of videos about the upcoming novel, The One Who Had Two. Today we're going to start to delve into a little bit of behind-the-scenes information regarding the novel, but not to worry, as I said in the first video, there won't be any spoilers. First, I'll tell you a little bit about the title selection. When I first started writing the book, it didn't have a title. In fact, it stayed that way for a little over a year. At that point, I named the work Location 14. However, that Location 14 title did not stick very long, lasted through about the fourth edit. At that point, I started throwing out a number of different ideas, which landed us ultimately on The One Who Had Two. Now let's talk a little bit about the main character's name, Amy Musil. The first name was selected fairly quick and easy. Amy's a short and simple name, easy to remember, fairly common. However, the last name can be used for a number of reasons. The last name tells you about somebody's heritage, where they come from, as well as it can give some other hints to their character as well. So as a part of selecting the last name, I did quite a bit of research. Musil is in fact a Czechoslovakian last name. So I started off by just simply doing a Google search, searching for Czechoslovakian surnames and their meanings. Started scrolling through, looking for something that would hold meaning for the character herself. Not just any surname that happened to be Czechoslovakian, but trying to go a little bit deeper than that. In that process, I came along the last name Musil. Musil, in fact, is loosely translated to The One Who Had Two. So stepping back to the title of the book itself just for a moment, I did just say that Musil is loosely translated to The One Who Had Two. So to get from Location 14 to the title The One Who Had Two, actually did take a couple of steps. Ultimately, I liked the title Location 14 and it was fitting for the book. As you get into reading it, you'll start to see how that would have fit fine. However, fine is not exactly what I was going for. So as the story unfolded, I started to notice really this book isn't about Amy's surroundings. It's not about where she is. It's about her as a character. That said, I stopped for a little while on the title simply Amy Musil. Kind of make it a little more creative, come in sideways about it. The title came down to that loose translation of Musil, The One Who Had Two. Also, as you start to read through the book, you'll see how that translation really does start to define the character. And then lastly, I did promise to let you know how I put some winks to my own personal heritage throughout the book. As you may have already concluded, I do have an element of Czechoslovakian in my own heritage. Really who you're looking at is a true American mutt. I have a number of different lineages running through my blood. Slovakian, though a small part of me, is my largest percentage that I'm aware of. And so I did want to go ahead and put some links to that. Started with just the name, Amy Musil, and from there I decided to go ahead and add a strand through the rest of the book, which would be the chapter titles, which are traditional Czechoslovakian proverbs. They are written in Czechoslovakian, but beneath are translated and have relation to the chapter itself. You may have noticed, though, that my last name Moyer is actually Irish. That is unfortunately not something I have in my vast mix of actual blood, but I married into an Irish family, and my husband is not an American mutt, a full-blooded Irish, so a little something we don't have in common. Well, that pretty much concludes this section of the video series. Next week we will talk a little bit about what prompted me to write the book to begin with, and how I selected the genre in particular. In the meantime, thank you so much for visiting KimMoyerBooks.com, and I look forward to seeing you next week.